Hello, on today's video I'm going to show you my current desktop setup and all my peripherals. Here on the left hand side there's a list of the peripherals in case you want to buy any of them. This is not a sponsored video or anything, it's just I'm displaying the list in case you are interested in any of them, and I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of them. You have to take into account that I usually work in Linux, in the operative system, and I'm running the R Linux distribution, so you may have a different experience in Windows or in macOS. So let's dig in. I wouldn't change anything about this desk. I think it's a perfect standing desk. I really like the materials, the quality of it. For the chair, I went with the Herman Miller, the body chair. I like the aesthetics of this chair and I'm really comfortable with it at the moment. It is true that at the beginning, when I got this chair, I felt a little bit weird with it because this chair, one of the qualities of it is that it forces you to have like a specific posture, and this posture it's not usually the one that you have in your regular chair, which you will feel a little bit uncomfortable at the beginning. But the more you use it, the more comfortable you will feel on it. And at this point, I wouldn't change this chair for any other chair. I think it's a really good one. Running a dual screen monitor. In the past, I ran a single monitor. When you are using a Windows Manager, actually having a second monitor is not it's not a must, but it's still nice to have. In my case, I usually run like some auxiliary software on the left-hand side monitor, for example, running Spotify. About the main monitor, this is the Samsung Odyssey Neo G7. This is a monitor that I would not recommend to anyone because it has some issues with the firmware on Linux. For example, it's really hard to get into the BIOS. Sometimes it does not show on boot the BIOS, or for example this monitor, even I had it disabled, it goes to sleep and it's really hard to wake up the monitor. The second one wakes up, but the first one, when I do any input, it doesn't. So in order to wake it up, I have to run a script that turns the monitor off on Xrun and turn it on again. And it's not great. The experience isn't great. For example, I did not have any kind of problems with this Gigabyte monitor. I have been using it in the past as the main monitor, and it never gave me any problems. But obviously, I'm running this one because it's a higher quality monitor. It has better pixel density. It is a wider screen. It's a 32 inches curved monitor. It features HDR that for gaming and content it's really great. I'm running on Windows or macOS because in Linux it's not supported. So it's a great monitor, but the firmware issues are a pain in the ass. Okay, about the video recording setup. This is my main camera. It's the Sony Alpha ZV-E10. I specifically decided to go with this camera because I found a blog about how to set up this camera for Linux, specifically for the R Linux distribution, which is the one I'm currently running on this main computer. I have several distributions, but the main one is the R Linux. And it was really easy to set up this camera for as a webcam and also for recording videos on OBS. My current setup is that I have this camera connected with a fake battery to direct current, and I also have the camera plugged with the mini HDMI to here it's the Elgato Cam Link 4K, which is connected to a USB hub. Well, it's actually a KVM, but yeah, you can consider it a USB hub. And it works mostly out of the box. You have to change a few settings here, but the camera works out of the box. About the KVM switch, the switch allows me to have two different computers connected to the same peripherals and monitors, Basically, my setup, what I do is that I have one cable connected to this computer and another cable for each monitor. I have another cable connected to the work laptop. It's a MacBook Pro. And then I have this KVM switch connected to one computer and the other, and just with one click I can switch between computers. About the headphones, I'm running 3 different headphones depending on the occasion. For the main headphones are the Bayer Dynamics DT199 Pro, which are connected to this preamp DAC combo. It's the Topping DX5, and this Topping DX5 is connected through USB to the KVM switch. Then I'm also running a SteelSeries Arctic Nova Pro, which I often use when I'm gaming. And then I also have, which is not in this picture, I also have a Sony WH series, which is a really good noise cancelling headphones that I often use when I'm in a call in a noisy place or where there's noise in the apartment or whatever, because it's really good. The noise cancelling is really good, and the sound quality, it's not that bad. For the microphone, I am running the Shure SM7B. I'm also featuring the Fathead preamplifier, which boosts the signal of the microphone about 25 decibels. I decided to go with this preamplifier because otherwise I had to put the gain at the maximum on the audio interface, which is hidden here, and make the voice sound crispy, and it captures a lot of noise. So by just running this preamplifier, I get a really high audio quality. And for the arm, I'm running the Gator frameworks. For the price range of this arm, I think it's really good. It's an outstanding arm. I'm not sure why it's not recommended more, but for 100 euros range, it's a really good arm. About the mouse, I'm running the Kensington Expert wireless mouse. It's a trackball mouse, as you can see. The Kensington is a wireless mouse. It can be connected to the computer through USB or through the wireless dongle. I prefer using the wireless dongle because it's a plug and play communication protocol, and because Bluetooth also gives me a lot of troubles in Linux. And in my experience, the wireless dongle has a lower latency and lower startup times. And why this is important? Because when I boot the computer, what I do is I run the following script in my boot sequence, which what it does is that if the Kensington mouse is connected, it changes a little bit of the default. For example, if it remaps some of the buttons, and it also allows me to do scrolling, not only using this circle, this wheel that has the mouse has a wheel around the trackball here, and you can scroll using this wheel. But what I do is also I allow scrolling using the button and also the trackball. This is really great if you have to do a lot of scrolling. About the keyboard, I'm running a Keyboardio Model 100. I've been running this keyboard, this ergonomic split keyboard, for almost a year and a half. In the past, I used to run a Keyboardio Model 01, which is the oldest version of this model. This model is the newest version, and it has a few tweaks. For example, the materials are a better quality, and the switches are hot swappable. The Keyboardio, it's connected through USB to the computer. It's connected to the KVM switch, and the Keyboardio, it's running a firmware. The firmware, it's called Kaleidoscope. I think the The microcontroller is an Arduino, and the kaleidoscope firmware can be programmed. It's just it can be programmed, and you can do it through an interface that I don't recall the name. But what I do is I have my own Arduino script in order to change to have a custom layout for the keyboard. Here's the layout for my keyboard. It's a QWERTY layout with some tweaks here and there. What I like about this keyboard is that it features like a palm and thumb cluster of keys, which makes it more natural, and it brings more keys to the hands. For example, all the modifiers, delete, and so on are on the thumbs and on the palms, because it's not hard to reach, but it's not super comfortable. What I do is that I put some layers on it. As you can see here, for example, what I do, let me zoom into this. What I have is a regular QWERTY keyboard. The only change is that for example, the parentheses, bracket, and braces are on the same key. Depending on the time you press the key or the number of times you press the key, you will input one or the other. And I also have these layers. For example, the navigation layer allows me to use the arrow keys, but also allows me to lock the screen. For example, it allows me to change the volume and so on. I also have the auxiliary layer, which allows me to have a numpad, the F keys, and for example, it allows me to input different Unicodes. I use these Unicodes for writing, for example, in Spanish or in Catalan. One thing that I really like about the Keyboardio Model 100 is that the Kickstarter or the crowdfunding, there was a case included in the package, which is this beautiful Keyboardio case. I think it fits for both the Model 01 and the Model 100. I need to test it out, but it's basically a travel case, and it's really well made. I really like it. As you can see here, inside you have a few tools that you need for the keyboard. You have the Ethernet cable in case you want to make it less split, and there's also some tweezers, in order to remove the switches, and also it has a screw with different tips, and also have these plates that allows you to bind the two different parts together. And when you open here, you have this case model with the shape of the Keyboardio, so you can store the keyboard the keyboard when you are traveling.